I wanted to show you another appetizer. This is my bruschetta recipe. It's a nice Italian appetizer that you can make at home when you're having a nice Italian meal, or if you're entertaining and having people over, it's a great addition to the table. So the first step basically is to take all of your tomatoes and you're going to slice them with an X on the very top. And then after that, we are going to basically plunge them in boiling water. You're going to do that for about 60 seconds at the most, and then you're going to pull them out and put them into an ice bath. An ice bath is just basically a bowl on the side that you're putting ice water in. So we're back. The tomatoes have already been plunged into the boiling water, and then we tossed them into an ice bath to cool right away. We weren't looking to cook the tomatoes. What we were looking to do is basically peel them. So if you see here, what happens when you do that is the peel will come straight off like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically peel all of these tomatoes, and then I'm going to dice them. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is, let me just do the first one for you. So we peel this all off. And then you should have like a little bowl on the side to collect all of your extra stuff. So you want to cut off the tip of the tomato right here, and then you're going to cut it lengthwise. And what we want to do is try our best to take all of the seeds out, as many seeds as you can. Don't stress if you can't get every last seed out, it's fine. So we finished dicing all of our tomatoes. The next step is to start putting all of our ingredients in. So we're going to put in olive oil, and all the amounts are in the recipe link below. Then we're going to put in balsamic vinegar. It's about 2 tablespoons worth. And we're going to put in some salt and pepper. So you always start with just a little bit, and then you can always taste it later and add a little bit more if it needs it. So I'm going to take now the garlic. You're going to need about 6 cloves worth for the recipe, 3 for the bread, and then another 3 for the actual bruschetta. So I'm just going to peel into here and pull out a few cloves here. So there's 1 clove. Once you get into it, it's a little bit easier to get them out. Here's our 2nd clove. Third, this is going to be for the bread that we'll make in a little bit. We're going to get 3 to do now and add to the bruschetta mixture. So there's 3 for me. Put this other one to the side. There's different ways of peeling garlic. You can always just keep, working at it with your hands. I usually like to just take the flat edge of a knife and just smash it down. And when you do that, you'll see that the peel just comes straight off for you. So there's 1 for us. Garlic is good to get your aggression out when you're trying to peel it, if you're upset about something. So now that we have our garlic peeled, we're just going to go through and dice it up really fine to get it into the tomato mixture. just going to add all the garlic in. Now we're going to take our fresh basil. We're going to basically do like a chiffonade cut, it's called. That just basically is a fancy way of saying you're going to take your bunch of fresh basil here, just roll it all together. So roll it into like a small little tube like this, and then you're going to cut it widthwise. So just go through. Now that we're done with most of the ingredients, we're going to stir this up and just basically let it marinate. You want it to marinate for at least an hour before you serve it. That lets all the flavors meld together. And then once you eat it, if by chance you have any left over after your meal, it will save in the refrigerator for a good 3 to 4 days. So just put it in a airtight container. And then of course you're going to, taste it at the end after you marinate it for an hour. You'll taste it and then put in additional salt and pepper if you need to. So there's how that looks there. So now we're going to move on to making our little breads for the crostini. Okay, so we are back. We have finished our bruschetta tomato mixture. It is set aside so it can start to marinate and all the flavors can meld together really nice. I'm going to start to make the little breads. So we are going to cut them on the diagonal, so on the bias. And you want to get like a serrated knife would be the best to cut the bread with. So go ahead and what I mean by on a diagonal is you're going to take it and go on an angle. So we sliced up all of our bread. But what I normally do is drizzle it with olive oil and then sprinkle it with salt and pepper, and then I put it into a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven, and then I just watch it really carefully. It only needs about 5 or 6 minutes. You're looking for like a light golden brown. We just basically want to get them nice and toasty and then a golden color. So after I do that, we will go ahead and rub the breads with garlic, and I'll show you how I do that. Are out of the oven. What you're looking for here is a nice golden brown. We're now going to take our last 3 garlic cloves, the ones that we had set aside for the bread. I'm going to do the same as I did before by smashing them, but I'm not going to dice them. So I'm going to smash each one. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take each clove. Sometimes they break up, but that's fine. And I'm going to run my knife through each clove and basically cut it in half. Okay, so after you peel it, take each clove, you're going to cut it in half, and then you're going to take each bread, and then I'm going to actually rub the garlic clove over it. And I'm going to proceed to do that with all of my little breads here. And basically the garlic will melt onto the bread because of the heat of the bread. It's still hot from the oven. So just going to go through and do all of these. Rubbed all of our breads with the garlic cloves. I'm gonna go ahead and try one. So our tomato bruschetta mixture has marinated for about an hour or so. You can serve it onto a nice platter. With the tomato mixture on the side, you don't want to put it on ahead of time because it will eventually seep down into the bread and your bread might get soft on you. So put the bruschetta mixture on the side and then bread's in a plate next to it. So, just gonna taste this here. I serve it like this. I also serve it another way as well, and I'll show you that way in a minute. Tastes great. Okay, so this is one way you can make it. Another way that I do is I will take, and then bear in mind if you do it this way, like I said, it will get a little bit soft on your bread. But another variation is to take your bread and spread the tomato mixture all over all of them, and then you're going to sprinkle it with mozzarella cheese, and then you're going to put it back under the broiler in the oven, and just enough time to get the mozzarella melted, and then you serve it like that on the platter. The oven again. I've melted the mozzarella on the top. I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit more balsamic because I love balsamic over the tops. And let's try one. Hope you like it. Make it soon.